for all the kids out there just getting rejected, don't feel like you're a part of something. Just know that the people that get rejected the most are the ones that make the huge impacts. You know, if you're someone that's made to stand out and you're not fitting in a certain mold, you should be happy, because those are the ones that make the craziest impacts in their life. And then after that, they still don't fit in, because they're just doing things that are absolutely amazing, but you're not fitting in is the greatest thing, because not everyone is making, you know, $1 million. Not everyone's making over to $250,000, and those people don't fit in. They're different than what everybody else is doing. So not fitting in is actually the great thing, you know, and knowing that like not everybody out there is willing to love people to an extent that's beyond themselves.
So welcome back to the podcast. Today we have a very special guest. At 21, he helped establish Savage Elite Fitness, a fully functional strength and conditioning center. A couple of years later, at 23, he started a trucking company. And now he's 100% in the financial industry as a financial professional. He's a father to a 4-month-old, a new husband. He just signed a new lease for a big office in Ripon, California. Welcome to the podcast, Armando Gonzalez.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I'm excited to have you, man.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
I like the hat, Rolex.
You know, rolling, so I got to.
Do you have a Rolex?
I think I do, yeah.
You think you do?
Yeah. I guess you have to kind of own a Rolex.
Yeah, you have to wear the hat
yeah.
without it,
Yeah. So anyways, I'm excited to have you. You know, I know we've known each other for a couple of years now. And, you know, it's very special to be not even 30 and already established 3 successful businesses, right? Yeah. But we always start the podcast with getting to know you, right? Because I think it's very important for people to know your story, where you come from, so that way they kind of understand, you know, how you got to where you're at now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so let's go about it. So were you born and raised in the Central Valley?
I was born in Oakland, California.
Oakland?
Yeah.
Oh,
I would know.
Yeah. I moved to the Valley when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it like growing up in Oakland?
It's cool. It was cool because you just see a different perspective, you know. We had a great upbringing.
Okay.
But, you know, didn't come from a lot of money.
Which part of Oakland?
The hood, 96.
Oh, really?
96 and 8th Street.
Yeah,
that's deep east.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it puts a lot of perspective in life, because now seeing how, you know, I've seen people raised a certain way, and now seeing the way I was walking through these streets, and now looking at him now, I'm like, son of a gun, I lived here.
Yeah.
You know, I was in Oakland last week. I had an appointment out there, and to see that and just to, you know, just go down memory lane, it's amazing, because it makes you seem like you came far. But when you're raised in that, that's what you know, and you make the best of it. So it's exciting to see how far, you know, where I've came, and it's fulfilling.
Yeah, you mentioned something which is really important. Like when you're raised in it and you don't know anything else, like you don't know, like I'm living in the hood. You know what I mean? Yeah. You just think this is where I live. You know what I mean? This is any crazy experiences that happened to you when you were young, growing up in that area?
Seeing fights all the time, you know. But nothing. I mean, our family. That's the thing about our family. We were very, very close. So my dad always took care of us. I think that's where I got really my work ethic from my dad. He never complained about anything. He worked very, very hard. You know, did landscaping on the weekends as well. So he was constantly providing for us. So I think that was huge.
Okay,
that was huge.
So the family unit kind of kept you guys safe and away from really understanding that you're in. Is that East Oakland?
That's East.
Oh,
man.
wow.
Yeah.
East side. Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
Yeah. So talking about your family, right? Tell us a little bit about like your parents. You said your father was very hardworking. You have siblings.
Yeah, very hardworking. My dad worked for Union Pacific for multiple years, over 20 plus years. And now my father has his own diesel mechanic shop. He owns his own diesel mechanic shop in Stockton.
Okay.
My mother, she owned her own shop in Oakland.
Okay.
Right down the street, like on International Boulevard. So that entrepreneur mindset was kind of bred in me from my mother, seeing her own a business and having people work for multiple chairs, and you know, I was raised in that. And then my dad, years after that, then had his own business now, and it was kind of just like this default. You know, I'm gonna be a business owner. I don't know anything else.
Yeah.
I haven't worked too much. I tried to work for 3 months, and I just quit because I just couldn't. You know, bred for bigger things, man.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have an older brother, I have an older sister, and I have a younger sister.
Okay.
So I guess I'm the
You're kind of the middle, but not
Kinda,
really.
yeah.
Because there's even amount.
Yeah.
You know, you said something important because everybody that I've had on the podcast that's been an entrepreneur, they had an example young. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they just decided, like maybe their parents worked at jobs their whole life and all of a sudden they're like, I'm just becoming an entrepreneur, right? It was either like a family member or they saw something that sparked that entrepreneurial spirit. So pretty much just like what you said, it's your parents.
Yeah.
That, I mean, like you said, like you did the job for how long?
Yeah. 3 months. I worked at Restoration Hardware in Tracy, just waking up at 2-3 a.m. in the morning, loading up 53-foot trailers. And then I also worked Big League Dreams in Manteca as kind of like a little greeter in the front for not too long too.
I've seen that. That's like a softball complex.
Yeah. It's huge. It's really a cool complex.
But it looks like a professional major league stadium.
Because they Fenway and all these different parks, they paint them correctly according to how they would look. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How old
really
were
cool.
you in your first job?
First job, I was probably 21.
So you
20.
knew like 9 to 5 wasn't for you.
No, I
basically.
didn't even think. I never even thought about going to college. I was like, people, if you go to college, you're rich, is what I think. I was like, that's for rich people. I never even thought it was an option to go to college.
Wow.
Just because I was like, I'm just gonna go. I don't want my parents to spend that much money. That's what I thought. I'm like, that's messed up. People go to college and they pay a lot of money. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah.
End up in debt.
Yeah. So I mean, I didn't know any, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should have gone to college. I was a lot smarter.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're an entrepreneur, you know?
Yeah.
You said that rich people go to college. I think it's actually the opposite.
Yeah.
It's entrepreneurs that end up wealthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think 50 Cent, he has a really cool meme. It says, I never went to Harvard, but a lot of people that work for me did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he's like a billionaire. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Okay.
You
so
hire those people to work for you. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So, you know, now you said you were 12 when you moved to the Central Valley?
Yeah, 12. Yeah. 12
What
years old,
was it that
fourth
sparked
grade.
your family to move from Oakland to the Central Valley?
So my dad worked at Union Pacific,
Uh-huh.
and he was basically the diesel technician there, taking care of all the cranes and all the mechanical equipment. Obviously, they were all diesel engines. And then once they opened the another Union Pacific in Lathrop, Lathrop French camp, they relocated my dad over here and told him, hey, we're gonna, we want you to help establish that new location. And my dad took the leap. He's all right. And then we're moving over here. My uncle was already living over here.
Okay.
And I remember just going over the Altamont, you seen those lights coming down. You're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
We'd go over like every weekend, and I thought it was unbelievable.
Really?
And my uncle lived at a pretty nice suburb and everything. I just remember just seeing this, and I was like, this is awesome. This is rich people homes.
Yeah.
Being a kid, you're saying, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
especially
nice
coming from
streets.
Oakland.
Yeah.
So it was a different environment.
Yeah,
for you.
obviously the houses are built different,
Yeah.
newer
All
and everything.
brand new.
Yeah, and I'm just like, what is this? They're all lined up so perfect. There's the lights, they're all lit
track
up.
homes.
Yeah, and I was like, this is amazing. And then finding out we're moving over there was absolutely amazing.
So it was actually a positive thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think I don't. You never know, where I would have been if I would have stayed there.
Right.
Maybe the mindset would have been different.
Yeah.
Right.
Who knows? I would have maybe been involved with the wrong people. Who knows?
Yeah. Everything happens for a reason.
For a
man.
reason, yeah.
And obviously you were meant for something bigger and better.
Yeah.
Right?
I guess. Yeah.
So what was it like growing up, like with your siblings? There's 4 of you guys. So
It was great. I was always so close to my brother.
Okay.
Always looking up to big brother. I want to do what my brother's doing.
Yeah.
I want to be as cool as my brother.
Yeah.
Always that. And always trying to perform. Always trying to perform to I want to be accepted. I want to be a part of something. And I never did. I was never the cool guy.
Yeah.
I was the guy that girls would say, yeah, I want to go on a date with you, and then lie to me, or hey, you
Oh, really?
want to be my boyfriend? Yeah. And then all of a sudden at the end of the recess, I was kidding. I'm like, oh shoot,
Yeah.
man, I was that guy. I was trying always to fit in, and I never could, man.
Yeah.
I tried
You
so
weren't
hard.
meant to fit in.
I guess not.
You meant
I was
to,
always
stand
different.
out.
Yeah.
Always.
Was this in high school or middle
This was
school?
in grade school.
Grade school?
Even in high school, I don't think I even felt a certain mold. Like I was always hanging out with the popular guys. I did my own thing. I
Yeah.
always did my own thing, and it just kind of, I guess it's just the way it is. My whole life, I'm gonna do my own thing. So stepping into that, taking a risk, open up a business, it was just, that's all I've known.
Yeah.
I always saw things a lot different. I remember the other day I was taking a shower, and I was just looking. I remember when I was a kid, I went to private school in Oakland, and I would always like, I'd be in, it was a, you know, Catholic school, and we'd have mass before class and everything. And I remember all the kids would be paying attention. I would just be dazed and looking around, always looking at bigger things, looking outside the window, just imagining like things, and just always daydreaming, just thinking of other things, trying to, never in the moment, you know? I was always thinking about other things, like, man, I wonder if I can do this. And I always imagine, like, what if an amazing bird just flew in there and took me away? I don't want to be here. I always thought, like, you know, beyond. It's crazy. As a kid, I mean, that's what.
It's your imagination, basically.
That was
taking
my,
you places.
exactly. That was in first grade. Like, what kind of first, second grade? I remember always looking behind me and, like, pretend like I'm, like, not, you know, different than everybody. Always.
It's not ADD, it's imagination.
I always imagine, always, like, thinking, like, what can I do? What can I, looking at the next thing, you know? First grade, that's crazy. Yeah,
you mentioned something which is kind of cool. You said you mentioned you went to private school when you were in Oakland. So I grew up in the East Side the first 10 years of my life in San Jose, which is not the best area of San Jose. But I went to private school.
Really? Yeah.
So I didn't see the true East Side, you know what I mean? Because it was, you know, I was sheltered in the private school, right? So they say there's something that I mean, private school education is completely light years ahead of public school, right? But maybe that's another reason why you are where you're at now, because you weren't in the mix of the real the public schools of Eastside Oakland, right? Yeah, and it probably taught you things, but that's very unique. You mentioned a couple things. You're very creative, like always thinking, like always, never like to fit the mold. No. And it's funny because when we're young, that's all we want is we want to fit in. Yeah. You know what I mean? We just want to fit in with the crowd. We want to fit in with the mold. Yeah. But then as you get older, you realize that's not what success is. Yeah. No. Success is being like the outlier, being like the original, the leader, the visionary. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's so true, man. 100%.
Yeah. So when you guys came from Oakland, it was in Lathrop first?
We moved to Manteca.
Okay.
Manteca, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about life in Manteca as a teenager.
Just coming, being the new guy, you know, same kind of thing, you know, new guy, you think like, oh, you know, I'm going to fit in, and again, just not fitting in, you know, being different, you know.
You're meant to stand out.
Yeah, meant to stand out. Yeah. Always, you know, it's just the way it was. It was cool, met my good friends there, built good relationships, but, you know, just trying to make it through middle school, you know, that was that's how it was, but played sports, you know, learned that kind of competitiveness.
What sports did you play?
Played soccer, played football. Did a little bit of basketball, a little bit of baseball.
So you were an athlete?
Mostly soccer. That was
very active.
Pretty well at soccer.
Yeah. Did you say that sports taught you something, or kind of
team? Obviously, we know it teaches you how to be a team, how to be a player. And I was always, you know, in football, I was quarterback. You know, I was quarterback, and I was wide receiver. I had these positions, and in soccer, I was a goalie. Okay. So I was always high positions where it's up to me, Armando. If we lose, it's your fault. And if we win, it's because of you. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, it's always up to me. You know?
So the guy that never fit in was always in the leadership role. Like, it's up to you. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's a leader right there, though.
Yeah.
You know? that pressure must have like motivated you too. The pressure that you have.
Yeah, because I was just so used to, okay, it's always on me. Me, they're not a fit in, or me too. It's up to you. It's always just, you know, but I guess, you know, either you can contract under pressure, you can extract, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of exciting, especially we watch a lot of MMA.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine the pressure that the fighters are going through, but that must have like fired them up and inspired them to just be in the present and basically express their magic you know, through fighting.
Yeah, exactly. 'Cause I always thought I was going to be famous, you know. I went to, I love singing and dancing. It was crazy. And I loved that during middle school and in high school. You know, I always... It's so funny. People were like, "Oh, Armando, you're such a tool," because I would dress nice. You know, I would wear fancy clothes and all this stuff. You know, I thought I was.
You thought you were a star.
Yeah, I thought like, okay, like I'm not gonna fit in anyway, so might as well just really not fit in and do something about it. You know, and you know, I love music. I love just like you, just being super artistic. I loved creating music, getting involved with beats and writing music and singing.
What kind of music?
Yeah,
R&B. Nice. I want a little bit of rapping too.
Okay.
But always music has always helped me.
Who were like your biggest inspirations in music at the time?
I mean, at that time, Mario Winans, Chris Brown.
Marios.
Yeah, there's Mario.
The regular, the one named Mario. Remember him? Okay.
Yeah, Mario and their Mario Winans.
Okay.
The ones I just wanna know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Me.
So like that R&B.
Yeah. And I did a talent show and everything. And right when I did that talent show, it's crazy. I knew that like there was something.
So you did pretty good.
I mean, in my head at least, I think, I don't know if there's a video, I'm probably, who knows? But I think that at least for me, it sparked something in me. I knew this.
You were following your bliss. Yeah. That's basically what we were doing, you know?
I think you kind of got the taste of like, I'm doing what I love and I don't care what anybody thinks.
Yeah.
It's like a freedom.
Yeah.
Like a degas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah.
You would explain what degas means?
Don't give a shit.
I love that.
Yeah. I thought degas was like letting it go.
That too, right?
No, don't
you got all this pressure and you're letting it go.
That too, right? 'Cause you don't care, right?
Hey, that's a good clip.
Yeah.
Degas.
There you go, right?
Degas.
So don't give a sugar honey iced tea.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit, right? Well, that's awesome. So why did you not pursue the singing? So what happened with that?
In high school, I got accepted to Full Sail University in Florida
Okay.
for music composition. And I was going to take that. I was going to go. And it was a huge step. Obviously, Florida. Who the heck do I know in Florida?
Yeah.
And it was either between that, go out there, or, I had a couple of months to think about it. And then, sure enough, this CrossFit at that time landed on my, the opportunity came, and as in training, I just love fitness so much. And it was during the off season, and after soccer, you're done with high school.
Yeah.
And then the work that you put in, it was it was my varsity year, and I wanted, I was training and putting all that effort, and all of a sudden you get there and then soccer season's over.
Yeah.
And then you're like, that was fun though, the grind of it.
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to do now? Like, and just found a passion for fitness, after that. And I was like, either be here and just love fitness, and who knows can come about this, or go and take this step, go to a different part of the country without knowing a single person. And I chose fitness.
It's funny because it's very true. Most athletes, when sports ends, they have no idea what to do with their life, and you have all this energy and like
burning
competitiveness.
desire.
And it, unfortunately, the ones that don't find an outlet to release that into, they become like depressed, or they don't know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of athletes gain a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Because they still have the same eating habits, but they don't have the same activity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they freaking blow up. So it was actually kind of a blessing.
Yeah.
That you were able to find like fitness, and especially. So was that around the time CrossFit was kind of just exploding?
No. So that was in 2008. CrossFit wasn't even exploding yet. CrossFit was barely starting to get established per se, because I know CrossFit started in Santa Cruz.
Oh, really?
They started in Santa Cruz. Yeah.
Okay.
The first box, they call it, started in Santa Cruz. And it blew up from there. And the guy who was one of the guys, he knew about CrossFit, and in 2008 it started hitting the scene. This was this new thing, and it was so hard that I remember in high school, I think we might be the first high school to have done that methodology. They started incorporating that.
Really?
They got rid of all the Smith machines, the leg presses, all the machines, took all that, put in just free weights, squat racks, free dumbbells, kettlebells, just free weight training.
Yeah.
And once I met with my my teacher at that time, my PE teacher, Coach Boyd and Coach Hobby, and these guys had a very lasting impact on my life, because of the fact that you see him as a father figure, or you see, when you're younger, you want to impress the teacher, and you're like, man, come on, coach, and they're always like, that was good, but you could have done better. And you're like, dang it, like he's not giving me what I need, like what I want. He's not giving me what I need. Like, come on, you got this, Armando. And they believe in you sometimes more than you believe in yourself. And it was like an outlet. It was really cool to have somebody believe in you, that when they see something in you that you don't see, especially so young, it's critical. It's huge.
Like, they push you when you look like you're super tired, but it's just mental. You know?
Especially when they see you kind of throughout the years transform, and they're like, Armando, like after school, work out with me. I want to train you. Come, like, if you're serious. And then kind of like the Wishy Washy. What was it? The movie,
it with The Rock and what movie?
Karate Kid.
Okay.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah. Cobra Kai.
Yeah, so
Cobra
kind
Kai
of how he's
never
a
died.
mentor, like you know, the washing. What is it called? How does it
Oh,
go?
wax on, wax off.
Wax on, wax off.
wax
What is
off.
this? You'll know. You know?
Mr.
It's kinda like,
Miyagi.
yeah,
Mr. Miyagi.
And then you're like, what is it about this guy? Weirdo, but
Yeah.
I'm still show up
Yeah.
and prove this guy. Like,
Yeah.
why don't you accept me? You
Yeah.
know, and having that, you know, and just being motivated. And I think that just blew something inside me, like brought another edge in me, and I just fell in love with training and the competitive aspect of it.
Were you training 5 days a week or every day?
Oh my gosh, in high school I was training, man, I was like, it was literally like a drug for me. You know, when I found this out, it was like so different. I would wake up in the morning, man, there's times where even before school, I would work out before I would go to school. So I would wake up in the morning, like at 5 in the morning, I'd work out till around like 6 a.m. And then my first period was body conditioning, which was a CrossFit class.
Yeah.
And I would work out again at like, when I'd get to class like 7:30, work out again. And then after school, I would go and I would work out, do another workout. And then I'd wait for my brother to pick me up. He would go to 24-hour fitness and do another workout.
Wow.
That's
It was like
four
four-
workouts a day.
Yeah, I was just like, I loved it. I loved the fact of like, you know, the endorphin rush. I'd never felt anything like that to that extent. To where, and then not only that, but you're looking good and like, you got to
Feeling
accept me
good.
now. You
Yeah,
gotta
exactly.
accept me
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
You
You
know,
got that good burn.
yeah, like and just being rejected. You know,
Oh yeah.
as in like in sports. You know, I was good, but then like I want to look good too. I'm like, man, and hanging out with my other friends are all buff and they're all ripped and stuff, and I wasn't. You know, so I had to work very, very, very hard in order just to be subpar to what they were.
Yeah.
You know, and they were already looking good, man. And it was one of those things where like, you know, I remember, I'll never forget, there was at this end of the soccer practice, one of my good friends, they were all standing there, him and another guy, they were standing there and they had their shirts off, and I walk up to them with my shirt off, you know, and I'm like standing next to them. They're like, Armando, get out of here, you're making us look bad, man.
Oh,
And I was
really?
like, that's it. I'm like, that's freaking it. You know?
So you found something that made you like you were the man now.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, I'm freaking work hard. I'm gonna prove these guys.
Yeah.
You know.
But you know what? That actually ended up being a blessing. Because if it was too easy for you, you wouldn't have put in the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the reason you ended up surpassing them is because you had to work harder.
Yeah.
So it built the work ethic.
All I knew, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. 100%. That's all I knew, man.
Because a lot of times, like, people think that if you have to do more than others, you're like the unlucky one. But in life, as you start to grow up, you realize, man, that made me actually the lucky one.
Yeah.
Because those guys probably just slacked off, and then maybe they're out of shape now because they had never built that work ethic in the beginning.
And now those same people are asking me for me to train them.
Yeah.
Armando, like, man, we're trying to get to where you're at. And I'm like, bro, I was trying to get to where you're at.
Yeah.
You know, and it's crazy, you know. Hey, meet me at the bar, you know. Back in high school, and I'm like, dang, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. Usually the kids that were cool in high school end up being like they peak
homie,
too
in
early.
high school, you were the man.
Yeah, they peaked too early. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then people that were maybe not so cool, or maybe they had to work harder, they end up peaking later in life, which is the most important.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you mentioned something too about your coaches. Because they say a friend likes you how you are, a leader pushes you to be better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they could have easily said, yeah, you're doing great, Armando, but it wouldn't have pushed you to go to the next level.
Yeah.
They're like, good job, but you could do more. And you're just like, maybe you don't understand at the time. You're like, well. But then later you're like, wow, okay, I understand. Because they knew I could do better.
Way better.
Yeah.
You always unlock that, man. And somehow, man, like whatever you are, it's going to show in times that matter.
Yeah.
You know, I heard one person once say, like, if you squeeze a ketchup bottle under pressure, what is in it is going to come out.
Right.
You know, if obviously you squeeze a ketchup bottle, you expect ketchup to come out.
Yeah.
If anything comes out other than that, then there's a problem, you know, and usually we go to what we know.
Yeah.
That's all I know. All I know is how to work hard and how to, you know, in pressurized situations, I am who I am. And that's what I know. I know how to surpass those situations. And I guess it showed, you know. Whatever.
You know The Rock, right? Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah,
That guy wakes
that
up
guy.
at like 3, 4 in the morning. He could be in China. He just trains all the time.
You know, it's
in the
funny.
morning.
Yeah, because The Rock talks about how he was kind of dorky when he was young too. I don't know if you saw it, but he posted a picture on his Instagram recently with him and a kid. He's like, he says he looks like a girl. He looked a little feminine, but he don't think he looked like a girl, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, everyone thought I was a girl. He's like, and he was dressed all goofy and had this goofy hair.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, you would think this guy is going to become The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
That was a picture from his past?
Yeah.
You were
Yeah,
shooting?
when he
You
was
should go to his
15
Instagram.
or something.
Yeah, go to his
He had a
Instagram.
fanny.
not
Oh,
even, it was before that.
Yeah,
It was
just before
that.
the
It was
fanny pack.
pre-fanny.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Wow.
pre-fanny
Yeah,
pack.
it was like when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like in the 70s.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty crazy. So what would you tell like to all those kids that maybe they feel like, oh, they're not accepted or things are not that great for them in high school?
Yeah.
What would you say to them?
You're lucky, man. You're lucky because these are molding you to become what you're ultimately going to be.
Yeah, I agree.
We try to find acceptance in the things that ultimately aren't going to fulfill us. So once we're trying, it's like you're trying to fit a square inside a triangle.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. And just understand that the more you try to force it, you're going to settle for something you were never created to be.
Yeah.
Might as well know what you are and try to live the best of it and see the goodness in it, you know, and try to then, you know, make your life around that and know that that's just how life is. And then probably won't know that right now, but hindsight is always 20/20. They're going to find out like, oh, look back at it and it's going to be, but just get through it.
Yeah.
Just get through it.
Just get through it, right?
Get through it right now. It's all good.
Yeah.
I have a question real quick about CrossFit. I think that a lot of people think that you're more prone to getting injuries. If you want to correct that somehow.
No, of course. In anything, you're going to get injured if you don't do it correctly.
Right.
You know,
that's a good point.
If, you know, I could be, you know, playing football. There's injuries in football. There's injuries in soccer. When you're doing a sport, you're going to be getting injured.
And it's usually the guys that don't know what they're doing that get injured or injure somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's just all about the form, basically.
Perfecting the movement. Perfecting.
Right.
That's why, that's one thing that I always try to master in anything that I do in business. If it's something, I always try to be virtuous at it. Virtuosity means doing the common uncommonly well.
Okay.
You put me against Peyton Manning, you can throw a spiral and I'll throw the football and I'll try to throw a spiral. Him, without knowing, he'll throw a spiral perfectly 10 times out of 10. Why? Because he's put in the repetitions, put in that effort. Me, I would have to try so much harder just to do that. Right? So it's just putting in that time and making sure you're learning the basics. And from the basics, you'll build up.
Any advice on post-recovery?
Post-recovery from working out?
Yeah.
Like from injury or post-recovery after working out?
After working out, yeah.
Drink a lot of water.
Okay.
A lot of water and a lot of foam rolling and stretching.
Foam rolling.
I need to do that.
Yeah, the thing people hate, right? The painful thing.
Yeah.
That leads
painful.
to,
The pain is the gain.
No pain, no gain, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I never did CrossFit because I have 2 herniated discs.
Yeah.
And I was always so afraid of any type of compression exercises. What would you tell somebody like me that does have like actual injuries?
Yeah.
Is it still possible? Is it still possible to do CrossFit as long as you have the form down and everything, right?
If you're doing the moves correctly and obviously you're not forcing yourself and you're not going more than you can take, then of course, you know, and then, you know, one thing that I've learned is that's not the only type of training. You know, people were before, which I love now, people are becoming so, you know, they're starting to listen now. People are like, it used to be bodybuilding or CrossFit. Either you do bodybuilding or you do CrossFit, and that's not a thing. What kind of pull-ups are those?
And they talk shit about each other.
Exactly. Yeah. Now it's like, you know, everyone's, you know, even the CrossFitters now are doing now curls and they're doing all this stuff to train certain muscle groups, you know, and targeting certain, and that's awesome. You know, I've always done that too. I've always focused on overall building the foundation, which is the pulling movements, the squatting, building all these strong foundations. If you look at it, that's how Franco Columbu, that's how Arnold Schwarzenegger, they used to work out. They just didn't do machines.
The compound exercises.
Exactly. They did the hard, so they got on behind 315. They squatted until their legs gave out. They did deadlifts and did stuff functional, clean and press. Arnold's favorite movement was a clean and press. You know,
and that's a big
movements.
move for CrossFit, right?
Yeah,
it's like the number one move.
So
you mentioned something important. It's all about your goals. Whatever your goals are to fitness, right? Like some people, so I don't know if you've watched these guys, but I watch Strongman a lot. Like those guys are just fun to watch.
They're very
like,
strong, man.
Yeah, they're huge.
Wow.
But if you look at like Hafthor and Eddie Hall, they're gonna fight. They're gonna do a boxing match.
What?
But it's crazy. It's like next year.
It's gonna last like 30 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much. But these guys, so Hafthor is like 6'8". Eddie Hall's like 6'2", but he looks like a shrimp compared to everybody else, right?
Yeah.
And they're like 300, 400-pound dudes. But like now they're trying to train to be lean, and this dude has a freaking 8 or 12 pack.
Yeah, but you see how big.
And he's 330 pounds. Like that's how you know they're freaking athletes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because when they do strongman, obviously they carry more weight because you have to be like more weight to lift that heavy. You know.
Yeah.
But my point to that is it's all about your goals. Like strongmen have to be kind of like a little. It's funny, their shirts say kind of fit, kind of fat. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you need that for that. But if CrossFit's a different type of goal. Like CrossFit's more like lean, functional, like more like athlete stuff. You know what I mean? And then like for me, for my body type, I've learned that the compound exercises work the best.
Yeah.
So I do like push pull legs. I keep it that simple. You know what I mean?
How did you know it was the best?
I've done so many different ones for my body. Yeah. For me, too much cardio doesn't really do anything. No.
Yeah.
It just my muscles get flat. I don't really get lean.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to get lean. You know what I mean? And so just over time and experience, I've just learned that so I built the gym in my backyard. I don't know if you saw.
I seen video. That's sick, dude. That's sick.
I mean, it's got everything I need.
Yeah.
But so after so many years of trial and error and start and stopping, I've learned that push pull legs. Is and so I used to like ignore legs a lot, and a lot of guys do. We could probably talk about this, right?
Yeah.
But the minute I started to focus on what I didn't like, and I went through the pain, because it took me about a year and a half to really build my legs up.
Yeah.
And it was hard, and it sucked. And, and you know, I hate lunges. Like that's like the thing I hate the most, you know, but I still got to do it, right?
Yeah.
And I started using the Smith machine at first for squats, and then I got brave and went to the bar, because you need that, right? To build your core and everything, right?
Of course, yeah.
So it's all about like your goals, you know what I mean? Or finding what fits your body best.
Exactly,
you know
man.
what I mean?
And the crazy thing is, man, that in CrossFit, many people, when they would think of CrossFit, they would think about being a monkey and jumping off a pull of bars and doing all these crazy SEAL fit workouts and all this. And that's kind of how it had started. But the thing I love about it evolved into a full training regimen, you know? And it's crazy because, you know, you have the exact, if your foundation has to be push, pull, squat, it has to be these functional compound movements. And then you add in, you know, your Metcon, which is your metabolic conditioning.
So that's like the HIIT cardio base.
That's like the cardio base. Just like in any training program, you have your compound movements, then you hop on the bike for like 20, 30 minutes and stairmaster or whatever. And that's what CrossFit kind of is. But when people think CrossFit, they think about the people doing all those crazy things. And they think about the CrossFit Games. Oh, you got to do all these grueling workouts. But it's actually a foundation. It's actually a methodology that is kind of what, basically, what a lot of people do. And it's crazy that seeing it evolve throughout the time and seeing where it is now, it's amazing, because you see all these people that are super, super fit, and they're, man, lifting a lot of weight, and they're deadlifting a ton of weight in all these movements, and they're basically CrossFit athletes. And it's just crazy to see how it's changed over time. Before, CrossFit used to be like, how fast can you run a mile? Now it's like, all right, how much can you squat? How much can you bench? How much? And it's crazy how strong they become, because again, it's evolved over time. You used to think CrossFit, used to think 5 fingers and the Vibram 5 fingers, and this guy like with the skin suit running miles. And now you think about a CrossFit athlete, and this guy's darn near like a power lifter, bodybuilder kind of. It's crazy. It's huge.
What a lot of people don't realize too is like, they're like, oh no, I just want to do cardio to lose weight. And I tell them, like, you're not going to lose as much weight if you don't have any muscle in your body.
You'll lose weight, but you'll lose muscle too.
You won't look like how you want to look.
Yeah.
You need a combination of both, like strength training and cardio. And I always tell people, like, you got to find something you truly love, and you can maybe add input, because you're not going to stick to it. So like, I like lifting weights. I enjoy it. It makes me feel good. And I love that I've built my legs, because I think you just, especially as a dude, you feel more solid, like more like strong, and just altogether stronger and more solid than when before I would just do like upper body or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then I found something called Yoga Sculpt at Core Power Yoga. So at first I was like, yoga, that's for girls. I'm not going to do that, right?
That's hard, dude. I try to evade that as much as possible.
Oh my gosh.
I can't get in that.
Yeah. So it's HIIT cardio, weights, core, yoga in 95-degree heat for an hour straight.
That hot stuff.
Yeah. So you could pro athletes go in there and they come out like they're dying. You know what I mean? There's a former San Jose Sharks player that goes there, former pro soccer player. There's a college basketball player. And at the end, they're just like, they're like done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's no joke.
So I got addicted to it, because it's also in the warm heat, and like I'm not as flexible as I need to be. But when you're in the 95-degree heat, you don't need to be flexible, because your muscles are warm.
Your muscles are going to open.
So it prevents injury, right? And then it's like full of people, so you don't want to look like the one that's like the weakest one.
Like you want to keep up,
yeah.
right?
So you're trying to keep up, even though it's basically, I call it survival. It's pretty much survival for 60 minutes. But anyways, I digress. My point was I found a HIIT cardio that I loved.
Yeah.
So I incorporated the weight training about 3 to 4 to 5 days a week, and then the HIIT cardio 2 to 3 days a week.
Yeah.
And that's kind of was like the formula I found for me.
That's perfect.
Like that's not for everybody, but for me, I found that formula.
At the end of the day, like if you had to choose either, you know, lifting and not getting out of breath, the reason I love the high intensity training is because I like to be on a time frame. I like to be like, okay, if I'm gonna go to the workout for X amount of time, I like to start the timer. I'm gonna go for 30 minutes, whether it is moving this barbell for X amount of reps and, you know, doing burpees or whatever it is, or even I do the same thing even with my heavy lifting. I'm gonna get under 300 pounds and I'm gonna squat this for 20 minutes nonstop. Wow. And then I'm gonna increase it. When I get tired, I'm gonna throw, like, instead of going 5 reps, I'm gonna go, you know, maybe 350 and I'll go 2 reps or 1 rep. And I'll just go for 20 minutes. Yeah. And I'll get my cardio in with that because I'll start off light, build it up, and guess what? People are like, oh my gosh, that's freaking heavy. Yeah. I'm trying to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm trying to get my cardio in at the same time, get my strength in because I got a time frame. I got to get in and out of here. I don't have time to be going to the water fountain, messing around.
Talking.
I'm a father, business owner. Yeah, exactly. I got to get in and get out and.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that because a lot of people keep saying, I don't have time.
No.
You can have 30 minutes or an hour.
Right, I could do a workout right here. I can stand up, move
we can all work out right now.
You guys shoot, that's all you need. That's all you need. All you need is just basically you just need to get moving.
Yeah.
You literally got to move. You know how Tony Robbins does this thing? Moving his body.
Energy.
Shoot. If you got to do that, do that.
And have like a plan, basically.
You know, the worst thing is, you know, just like Ed Milet said, he said, you know, you gain confidence when you keep your word to yourself. Yeah. You know, if you tell yourself you're going to do something, you do it, that builds confidence, that builds, you know, credibility with yourself, and that's huge. You know, sometimes I don't got to go in. Sometimes I'm like, man, do I want to do that? I did that today. I'm so sore. Man, I don't want to go in tomorrow because, man, you envision like, that workout was tough. But hey, man, just go to the gym. Just get in there and just move for whatever, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. There's times where I remember I had an appointment and I had to get my workout in. I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the gym. I have exactly 15 minutes. Or I have 15 minutes to get in, out of here. That means I have to do a 4-minute workout. I have 4 minutes to warm up. I got to do a 4-minute workout. And then the rest of the time I have to scrape myself off the ground and get in my car and get driving. Wow.
That's
right?
Awesome.
I said, what can I do? What can I do? I just need my dose and let's go. Got a box and just did burpees over a box for it was like 5 minutes nonstop as fast as I could.
You were done.
Try to get like 50 at least. Try to get 50. Try to get 50. And then guess what? By the time you're done, man.
You feel great because you did it.
Yeah,
right?
I can be in the gym for like 10, 15 minutes and probably have a better workout than we were there for, you know, an hour, 2 hours because you came in with a goal. And the best thing is that you told yourself what you're going to get. And that same, you know, when you're messing around, you know, when you're working hard, you know, when you're not. So.
You know, when you're bullshitting yourself, basically.
I can be there's times where I've been in the workout at the gym for 2.5 hours. Yeah. And I'm just procrastinating and I say, I'll do a set. And then I'm like, So how's your day going, man? Yeah. Trying to motivate you real quick.
My phone, I got to answer this email, right?
Got to re-warm up again. Oh, well. And then you leave and you're just like driving. You're like, I didn't do crap today. Yeah. Come on, you know?
Yeah, there was a quote I saw online like many years ago. Yeah. It says that, maybe it's from 24-Hour Fitness. They said that you never regret a workout.
Yeah, it's true.
It's just been stuck with me. And I never regret a workout ever.
You never will. Yeah. You never will. Like, what's the regret? Like, oh my gosh, I got so out of breath today. I'm going to add some extra years to my life. I so regret that.
So you mentioned a couple things, the power of a deadline. They always talk about that because we're natural procrastinators.
I always say what you always say. The biggest nation is
procrastination.
I always say that. I got that from you, dude. I got that from you.
Trust me, it's not for me. It's for somebody else. But thank you for giving me the credit.
Agents. Well, I mean, when I first started, you know, I saw you and I'm like, this guy's sharp, man. And you said, hey, the biggest nation is the procrastination. Yeah. Power of a deadline is everything. And I say that every day. I preach it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course, man.
We always pay it forward. You know what I mean? But it's true because you apply that to your workouts. You didn't realize what you were doing. Yeah. But so a human nature, we procrastinate. That's just our human nature, right? But if you have a deadline, human nature is also like, you don't want to miss a deadline. Yeah. Like all of a sudden, because like I always tell people, like if you had a whole month to study for a test, you're not going to study every day for a couple hours. There's like some people that will do that, like 10%, right? Yeah. 90% are going to wait till the day before and they're going to freaking cram and then they're going to take the test. Yeah. So why do that to yourself? Put the test 3 days from now and then cram for those 3 days and get the same result.
I took that to another step. I make them book their test before they even get in their course.
Oh, wow.
We're booking the test, and then once you do that, prove to me, then we're getting in your course. Let's go.
That's good because when I started in the business many years ago, I got that put on me by the CEO.
Wow.
He's like, it's funny. He goes, you're a pretty smart guy, right? I go, I think so. Right? I go, my mom says I am, right? He goes, are you competitive? I say, hell yeah. He goes, when do you want to take your test? I'm like, like 3 weeks from now. He's like, take it on Friday. I'm like, okay, cool. Next Friday. He's like, no, this Friday. It was Tuesday. I was like, that's 2 days from now. He's like, so if you don't pass it, take it again. But
you're looking at the Fridays. Which one?
Exactly. Right. But guess what I did? I studied real hard for those 2 days and I passed.
Yeah.
But so a couple things. Leadership pushed me, right? Knew that I was capable more than I was able to do. And then the power of a deadline. Right. So you just seem to apply that to your fitness and your whole life, right? It's been working.
Life. Yeah, exactly.
And then the other thing I want to talk about, just real quick, going back to the compound exercises. People think legs is just legs. Legs is a full body workout.
No, exactly.
Right. Talk about 100%. That a little bit.
I mean, that's core.
Yeah.
Core to extremity. You're when you're doing a squat movement, you're not doing a squat. You have to keep your core up. You have to keep your chest up. You're not just doing legs and your whole top of body is floppy, right?
Yeah.
You're keeping your core up. When you're doing that movement, your core is tight. You're having it come out the bottom. You're squeezing your glutes. You're squeezing your abs whenever you're doing that. So when you do squats, you're literally working out your whole body.
And your back has to be like
everything is flexed because when you're doing that, you're flexed. So everything is tight. The way that you're moving your arms, everything. I love doing squats.
Yeah.
My favorite movement is a thruster. Which is a squat into a press overhead.
So squat.
It's a full functional movement. That's the best movement you can do. Just like Arnold said, the clean and press, but I took it to another level. It's a squat with the.
So it's a front squat then.
Yeah, you do the front squat.
Okay.
And then you come up out of the squat. Once you get to the top of the squat, you use that force to drive the bar overhead.
I'm gonna try that.
And then back into a squat.
I'm gonna try to incorporate that. Yeah.
You do that, it's game over.
Wear the belt.
Yeah, of course. Yes, I always wear that belt, especially with herniated discs.
If for your disc, use some dumbbells, man. So you're not putting so much strain on your body.
Oh,
the bar crash. Use some dumbbells. You're more in control.
That's where kettlebell exercises came in real big too, right?
Yeah, kettlebells are really, really great.
Damn, y'all want to work out after this or what?
Yeah, I'm ready, man.
You know what I bought? I bought the safety squat bar. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, the one where you have it over. Yeah.
Because just because of my back. Because the biggest thing for me to and I don't really go heavy on squats anyways because I'm just like terrified that I'm going to re-injure myself, right? But for that, it makes me more confident in my squat to put more weight because I know it's not completely like back here. You know?
Yeah.
I can. The weight's even. Yeah. And I can hold it. I know it's not going nowhere. Right?
Yeah.
It also weighs 20 more pounds. It weighs 61 pounds, the bar.
Yeah.
So it's actually 15, 16 more pounds than the actual barbell. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
So I've been using that. But yeah, I mean, the other thing too, so I want to ask you, like, do you know deadlifts? Like, why do people almost pass out after a deadlift?
There's so much when you pull the bar off the ground. I mean, you're flexing your whole body.
Yeah.
You know, you're flexing. People usually pass out because they don't breathe correctly.
Okay.
If someone, they take a small breath and then they black out.
Yeah.
They didn't get enough oxygen.
So breathing is very important.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Whenever you're doing an exercise, whenever you're contracting, extracting, you want to get your breath in. It gets oxygen to your muscles, able to pump it. Imagine trying to pump something. There's nothing in it to pump out. How is it going to perform?
Empty tank.
Exactly.
You're going to stall.
So every single time, deep breath, and then push it out. Same thing on deadlift. Deep breath, and then pull. And if you're really forcing it, you're not letting your breath, then you're done for it. And you start bleeding out your freaking eyes and your nose. And you're
Have you been watching people pass out?
Yeah.
People have.
So the big power lifters, because they're lifting like 800, 900, 1,000 pounds.
Yeah.
When
I've seen them come out of all kinds of holes.
Yeah, when Eddie Hall broke the record back in the day, before, it was like 1,000 something pounds.
Yeah,
like literally blood started gushing out of his nose. And he just kept going. Like,
I
was like, damn, it's crazy, right?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I love this. Working out's awesome.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about, how did Savage get started?
A dream, man. It was always just passion. It's everything. If you find your passion and you love exactly what you do, it started in the backyard. Just me and my brother. Just loving fitness.
And most great businesses start like that, right?
It starts in the garage, in the backyard, wherever. It all starts just. Nothing ever starts about. You don't think about making money. You think about, I just love what I do, and if it's something that you truly, truly love, spend your whole life trying to do everything to make it happen, and then the byproduct will be the income.
Great point.
And me and my brother just loved fitness. My brother was personal trainer at 24 Hour Fitness, and I was doing the whole working out five times a day. The crack kid, like, I just want to work out.
Yeah.
And then
you got addicted to it.
Yeah, you just love it because it's something, especially when it's so new. You're just
that's a good addiction,
moldable.
Though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some people have addictions and they're not good.
Yeah,
you found a good one, positive
exactly.
one.
Exactly. I mean, that's, desire unchecked will go wrong.
Yeah.
You put your desire in something that's good and something that's pure and something that's moldable in a good way, then you'll become something good. But if you don't, by default, it becomes something that you don't want to be. Yeah. So it just started in our backyard, just training. We started with anything. We use for bumper plates, we use spare tires. We put them on either side, and we had like a barbell, didn't even spin at all. It was just welded on there.
Oh, wow.
But we thought it was so cool. We're like, man, we watch all these videos of these people with this equipment and stuff like that. And then we built a rig in our backyard. Okay. Well, first we started by using one of those little pull-up bars, the ones you put over the door.
The door,
And we have a little like gazebo like in the back, and we just shove one of those under the gazebo, and we're able to like do pull-up bars under there. And
that's like my gym. It's a little gazebo out there.
Yeah, no, we would stick it under like a piece of wood, and it jammed in. Like, oh, we can do pull-ups outside now. And then we had the spare tires as weights and stuff like that. And then we were able to finally scavenger some money to get our little metal rusty plates and stuff like that. And we used for when you're dropping the weight, we're doing heavier weight, or heavy at that time for us. We used the sleep tents and stuff like that under. That was our pads. We used sleep tents and those cheap little rubber yoga mats that we'd put those little square ones and put the little tents or the little the little tents that we had, and we just laid them on there and just went at it. The hard work was still there. The hard work was still there, I'll tell you that. I had some of the hardest workouts in that backyard, and I don't even think still to this day like I would be able to work that hard. Like I look at it, I'm like, son of a gun, how did I do this at 5 a.m? And sometimes you have to look at it like, man, you just look back at where you started and how much love. And when I got into training and I started doing it as a career professionally, competing in CrossFit, became a double-headed sword. It was like great if I would do good. I'm like, dang it, I could have done better. And if I did bad, I'm like, crap, I did bad. I started getting to that point where I started going a little overboard, and it became more of a chore, of a job. I gotta go to the gym and work out. And if I don't work out today, I'm gonna be all crabby for the rest of the day. Don't talk to me until I work out. Let me get my endorphins in, and then all of a sudden, okay, now I can get my day going.
So your passion became a job.
Yeah, it became like that. And then once it started becoming like that, I'm like, Armando, just remember why you started. Remember you were the kid in the backyard, and how fun was that? When you start looking at it like that, you just take a step back and you're like, dude, just remember how fun, like you'd wake up at 5 a.m. you'd wake up I can't wait till I work out. And I remember one day, like my brother forgot to pick me up from after school after me working out, and I sat there and I just cried. I was so mad. You forgot about me. How can you just leave me? Like, dude, I'm sorry, I forgot. No, that's not right. I was so offended. I just got done doing my third workout of the day. It was just crazy that, I was like, dude, remember you loved this so much. And then that's why now it just became a lifestyle. And now I found that balance to say, you know what, Armando, it's all right. If you don't work out today, it's all good. You're not just that guy. You have, the ability, you're a father now. You're so many more other things.
Multifaceted.
Yeah. So because I worked so hard and I consumed so much of that, now I'm able to now kind of taper it down and just make it a lifestyle. I went to the extreme so much, and now I can find a healthy balance,
Nice.
And the cool thing
just
is
because I went so overboard.
You've already built the foundation.
So
like when you have the muscle memory and all that, like you just go right back to it.
I know
and then
what's
boom.
good. I know what isn't.
What inspired you to work out again?
Just finding that edge from just how do I find stay competitive after no longer being in sports and stuff like that.
Got it.
And also I had a girlfriend at the time. I was young, and she broke my heart, and I was like, man, I want to work
Prove
out.
her wrong, right?
You basically wanted to create your own self-image.
I just wanted to find something to get me it's my first little breakup, and I wanted to be competitive, and it just was perfect. It was a perfect little whirlwind.
It's a great motivation.
Adversity had a positive on it. So how did it go from the backyard to where it is now?
Just the passion for it, us training in the backyard and people seeing that, wow, these kids are serious, and and my brother was then starting to get his people, you know, in there, and then we're trying to find a little understanding there with, you know, we work by we live by a school, so people would see us like, what are these guys doing? And they would then try to, you know, come work out with us. And my brother was able to get people, and I was able to get people as well, and you know, just started working out from there. And then we went into a global gym called California Total Fitness in Manteca. Okay. They gave us the opportunity to say, hey, you know what, you guys can rent in here. We were sharing, we were renting the little back room with a little, you know, what is it? The little dance classes and all that stuff. Yeah. And
the studio.
Zumba. Yeah, we're sharing, you know, with the Zumba class, and we'd have to lock all our equipment. We'd put all through the plates and the kettlebells. We have one of those chain locks, and nobody can take anything. And we have our stuff locked in and stuff. And you know, we started from there. We thought that was awesome. You know, especially
true entrepreneurship, man.
Yeah, and especially, you know, getting crap. You know, like who are these kids? Like, you know, these established gyms looking at us like, who are these little kids like gonna try to do CrossFit? Look at their little janky CrossFit. And at that time, CrossFit was like a brand, and you had to pay a yearly affiliation fee in order to be CrossFit. No, we couldn't afford that, you know. And plus, we were just starting. We're not going to pay a couple $1,000s to get affiliated. But you get that, you're official. And they're like, oh, these guys probably aren't official. Like, look at they're running little Zumba classes. These kids, what are they going to do? You know, we had 20 members or something like that, 30 members. These people, if that, you know, these established gyms had over 100 plus members. You know, and we wanted to be like that one day. You know, we wanted to build something huge. We wanted to build something great. And we just loved what we did, you know. Hey, who cares? Talk crap about us. We're in the Zumba gym. Hey, whatever. We start somewhere. But we weren't, you know, this started with the passion. We didn't start with investors. It didn't start with, hey, we have money. Let's give it a shot. Let's dump some money in here and let the chips fall as they may. You know, we didn't have investors. It was me and my brother, pure grit, pure hustle. And let's freaking make this happen. We have passion for it. We're not going to freaking fail. We're going to freaking do this. And I worked my 3 little months at, and same thing, our brother, we both worked to make money for our freaking gym. You know, so I have
the side hustle to pay the bills.
Man. 3 months of freaking working at that job just to get enough money to, you know, help with the equipment or just get us by to freaking just have enough money to, you know, at least pay for whatever we needed for equipment or whatever, or just to get us by to freaking eat food, you know?
Talk about that, because a lot of times people want their side hustle to become their full-time thing, but they kind of get lost in the sauce like a meatball, right? What would you tell somebody that has a dream, they want to build something, but they have a job? How do you handle that? How do you what's your mindset be behind it?
Your mindset should be just love what you do, man, and know that what you're doing do with purpose. And if you're really doing what you love and you're not doing it because I'm trying to get X amount of dollars, I'm trying to build this so I can make money and I could do this. If you're just doing it because you love it, and whether you'd be getting paid for it or not, you would still do it. That would really determine if you're doing it for the right reasons.
And how long did you stay in the job before you guys went full time with the gym?
I was there for I worked like 3-4 months at that, you know, little warehouse job, waking up 2-3 in the morning. I remember I'd never, you know, waking up 2 in the morning. Who does that?
That's
you know?
crazy. That's not even like human.
Yeah.
You know?
And I would have to, you know, wake up, and I would have to basically, you know, unload these 53-foot trailers with heavy Restoration Hardware. I don't know if you guys heard that brand. It's heavy, rich, you know, Kim Kardashian, all of them. This is what their homes are furnished with.
Oh, okay.
So this is the heavy, real wood, heavy, you know, furniture and stuff.
The real stuff.
The real stuff. So you're loading up heavy boxes on a dolly and you're moving the stuff by, like, I had to get a little dolly and move all this stuff like a hand truck and all that. And it was heavy stuff at 2-3 in the morning. And I was like, all right, Armando, I remember I couldn't do it. I'm like, dude, this is too much. I'd wake up at 2-3 in the morning. My body would be still halfway through recovering. I'm like, I wake up, my body's still sore. Like, oh my God, I got to go to work now. And I'd be off to like, you know, at 1 or 2 p.m. I'd be done. I start like at 3 or 4 and I wouldn't be done till like 2 p.m. and then have to go and train people. And it was exhausting. It was tough. I'd sit in the bathroom, pretend I'm sleeping, or I would sometimes I would run. When people aren't looking at me, I would go to the other side of the of the warehouse and go sleep between boxes.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Get your power nap on.
Hey, respect to those people, man. Respect to those people.
You know, it kind of taught you, like, I don't want this life.
Yeah,
it
no
probably
way.
motivated you more.
Yeah, there's people doing drugs to be there. There was a guy who would always pass by me and forget, beep, 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 hey, wake up, hey. Yeah. And I'd be like, what's going on, man? Like, he's like, hey, you're excited. And I asked him like that. I said, no, like, hey, man, so what's your end goal? Like, what's your goal? Like, You just here for a little bit. You're like, no, I've been here. It's my goal. Like, I just want to be here. I'm like, so what do you do? Like, what is your lifestyle? He says, I just, wake up, I work, I go home, and then I work on my car for a little bit, a couple hours. He said he'd get home like at 5. He'd work for his car for like maybe 2 hours, eat food, go to sleep, do his whole day again.
That's crazy.
I'm like, that's every single day of your life. Yep. I'm like, what the heck? And that's when I knew, right when I had that conversation with the guys, I don't belong here.
Yeah.
I'd rather work hard and just force myself to make it, burn my ships and make it happen than to maybe get stuck in this trap and be like, all right, well, I'll get used to this and maybe I move a little manager and then I'll make a little bit of more money and then I'll keep this here and then I'll do the gym on the same time. Like, no, either you can get stuck, you can get stuck there.
100%. I do that too. I used to work at UPS and I used to load trucks.
Oh, right? Sure. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's called underpaid suckers, right?
Yeah.
Because I was like 19 years old.
Hard stuff.
Wake up, and it was the Christmas season.
Oh, shit.
So I just remember looking up and this is like endless boxes coming down.
And there can be nothing. It has to be Tetris.
Yeah. And then they have flaps. We load the bottom and then we put the flaps down.
Yeah.
And one time the flap came down and hit me on the head and I was seeing stars. I was I felt like the cartoons were like the birdies were flying. And after that I was like you know what, this is not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I meant to do something bigger. Like I can't be here. But
yeah.
But anyway, so hey man, so Savage is like blowing up right now.
Yeah. My brother's killing it, man. My brother's absolutely taking it to another level.
How many clients do you guys have now?
My brother has, I would say, well over 100 plus, well over maybe 150 plus.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah,
huge, man, huge.
So the little kids that started in the
backyard,
the little studio, are now have this huge, thriving gym.
Yeah,
right?
which is huge, man. Because usually you don't see this. Usually you would see, families they usually stick to one business. I saw past that. I'm like, dude, we can kill at this business, but if we stay here, both of us together, we're only limited to this one industry. I want to take over stuff.
Yeah. So then you went into trucking.
Yeah.
So talk about that.
Yeah.
So what took you into trucking? Like, how did that come about?
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
So, I just saw the opportunity. One of my, because at that time we had a boxing ring in there and everything. It was decked out to the max. And we had a lot of boxers and professional boxers. I would go. Nick and Nate Diaz would come there. They'd spar with our guys.
That's cool.
A ton of pros would go there. So it's crazy to think that we had rubbing elbows with these guys and Nate, hey Armando, let's go eat something. All right, cool, let's go. It's really cool to know these guys on first name basis and stuff. So, and then one of the boxers, professional boxer, he came and kind of let me know like, hey man, so you're a businessman. This guy drove a Lamborghini. I'm like, this guy is pretty serious. And when he asked me, obviously we're talking business. This guy must be serious, And he was like, hey man, are you, what is your goal? Like, are you here? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, you're looking for another business? Like, you keep your business? Like, can you? Yeah, I'm looking at, I'm keeping my business options open for sure. And he's like, all right, well, I have a contract with Amazon, directly with Amazon. I'm like, okay. He's like, hey, they're looking for people, for trucks.
Who recruited you?
We're looking for solid, people and to get you in there. I got the contract and get you in there.
Wow.
I was like, awesome, man. And he told me like, so what I need? Hey, you need a truck, and get your permits, get your everything, your insurances, everything you need, and when you're ready, just let me know and I can get you in there. And I said, Amazon. Dude, that's guaranteed work.
Yeah, it's biggest company in the world.
Within a week, I got a truck, and I went back to him like, "Hey, dude, so what's up?" He's like, "What's up, man?"
A week.
I got a truck.
Actually,
wait, what do you mean? Are you serious? You got a truck? I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You really did it?" So I'm like, "Yeah." So what I need to do? He said, "All right, I have a route for you, and just pick up the here, dock up. Here's your number. Go ahead and talk to the person." I'm like, "Cool." And I drove my truck. I had a route.
So you were driving it?
I was driving. Heck yeah. Wow. How am I going to tell anybody to do anything unless I do it myself?
Okay.
And I know, okay, I get behind this truck. I give it a shot, and I was driving it myself. I would go, pick up in Fremont every single day, 6 to 7 days a week. Wow. I'd pick up at 12 a.m. So every single day I have to be at midnight at Fremont. From Fremont, I go to Sacramento. From Sacramento, drop off, and then just head back to Stockton to my dad's shop and drop the truck there, go home, sleep, rest up, and do the same thing again.
Wow. How long did you do that for?
I did it myself for like 4 or 5 months, and then bought another truck, threw another truck in there, put another driver in there, and just started going from there, man.
First you started self-employed, and then you became a business owner.
Yeah, you can't tell somebody to do something without you knowing, you know what I mean? What if something happens and someone's like, hey man, this load, your driver didn't show up? than, oh, let me get in. I've never drove a truck before. How, you have to know what you're doing. You can't tell somebody.
Well, that's what a leader does. A leader doesn't tell somebody to do something they wouldn't do themselves.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how long did you have? Do you still have the trucking company or?
Yeah. So I've basically sold most of my trucks, and I do have a couple left. And
how many did you have at the peak?
At the peak, 7 trucks.
Wow.
7 trucks and like 3 subcontractors.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was doing very, very well. It's could have been doing well, but I just saw the bigger picture.
Yeah.
My goal isn't that I'm an entrepreneur. I want to build a business that keeps me very, very profitable and keeps that margin of expenses very, very low. So wherever I see that, I'm gonna go. So
trucking, very high overhead.
Pretty high overhead. Yeah.
Pretty high overhead.
Pretty high overhead. Yeah.
Yeah.
Profitable. Yeah. You can make it, but I talked to a lot of truckers. They're like, you can get lost in that game. Yeah. Because it's a lot. There's a lot of moving pictures. There's if the drivers aren't taking care of the trucks, that's a lot of overhead right there.
Yeah.
DMV, all of them, making sure that their insurances, all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff.
Too many parts.
A lot of things, and then I can build it. I would make good money, but then I'd always have the stress. I'd always be on the phone call, hey, this loaded. And I don't want, I start like, I'm like, do I really want this lifestyle that any moment I'm having dinner with my family, I get a call, hey, your driver didn't show up. Honey, I got to go to pick up the truck. This can happen.
Yeah.
Constantly just good money, very, very good money. But lifestyle, I want something that I can control.
That's very important.
It's huge, man. Doesn't matter how much money you're making. I got to the point where I was making very, very good money, and I was like, could wake up any time of the day. And I was starting to get lazy. Wow. I would notice myself, I would go to sleep and be like, shit, I don't even got to wake up tomorrow if I don't want to. I'm going to just sleep until like noon.
Wow.
Then go work out like at 2, 3 o'clock.
So you started getting comfortable.
Yeah, getting comfortable. When I saw that, I'm like, no, can't do this.
Wow.
Cannot do this. That's not what I came here to do. And I'm here to build something. Because when I started my trucking company, something I prayed about. It was huge. It was something I said, God, I want to do something huge. I want to build something I can call my own, something I can, make something that I created myself.
Right.
Something that's like Armando did this because this was his own vision.
Yep.
And the opportunity came, and I came upon it, and I want to take it on and see, hey, whatever happens, happens. And I remember, I'll never forget, got my first truck, went on my first route, and I was driving. I said, God, this company I give to you. If whatever happens with this happens. And then I want to make sure, like, if I do well, it's because you've helped me do here, and you've helped me to get where I'm at. I don't want to build something and then always, not give it back to you.
Right.
Because I felt like this opportunity came because, it was not just a coincidence. I felt like at that moment, I was searching for something even bigger.
Yeah.
And what a coincidence something like that happened.
Yeah.
And the guy that I met with, he was a firm believer that, nothing happens just for a reason too. And me and him had clicked it off like that, and seeing where he was at, seeing this guy with a Lamborghini, and yet he's like, dude, everything happens because God puts things in your life, man. And seeing that how this guy had great things, but yet he was so humble, that was huge right there.
Yeah.
So
you're a strong man of faith.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
It came from basically me getting to accomplishing things that I've wanted to, but yet being so empty, being surrounded by so many people, yet being so empty. And just knowing that I could do better, like money, the things, all these things don't matter if you don't have a purpose.
Right.
If I can keep on getting these things and being successful and doing bodybuilding shows and all these things and feeling great, but yet I felt like I was missing something, and then finding God in the midst of that and feeling like everything now felt with a purpose. Yeah. And I felt like now everything that I do has a reasoning. I'm no longer just doing things and collecting things, and this whole life isn't about just picking things up, gathering things, and at the end of the day, you just put it back in a box and someone else is going to take it.
Yeah.
It's about building something and having something, and even when it gets to it, knowing that you created a purpose and a passion, and from that stemmed something huge. It's bigger than yourself, man. Yeah. So
basically, finding your faith helped you realize that it's not just you. There's a higher purpose.
Yeah.
There's something bigger out there.
Not just getting stuff, man.
Yeah.
You can get a bunch of stuff, but then be so empty and not have anybody to share it with, and not have anybody, like. It's cool getting the, bro, that's so awesome for you. That's cool for you, man. Oh, thank you, man. Then you walk away, and then that guy gave you everything, but you didn't give anything in return. It's like all these compliments and everything. What about doing something for somebody else and saying, dude, you can do the same thing?
Right.
You know, that's huge, man. That's huge. And giving somebody the opportunity, or having an opportunity for somebody else.
Yeah.
You know?
And faith is important, man.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't say I'm a very religious person, but I'm spiritual, but I do have faith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to believe in something bigger than you.
I was I guess religious before. I was a Catholic before, you know, and I did all the things.
Me too.
Well, you know,
we're both Hispanic.
It all works.
Like,
it all works. All right. You know, I did something bad. Let me read off this rosary. Boom. I'm all good. All right. Party time. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, but then when you deal with life and you walk life with purpose and you know that, you know, God is your friend. You know, he's a person. He walked the earth and he, you know, came here and lived with us and then returned back, and to know that like he walked amongst us to show us how it is to be a human, you know, and to know that, you know, he knows that we're imperfect, and we're going to struggle and we're going to screw up left and right. And because of that, we need him. You know, I'm like, shoot, man, you know, without him, I'm absolutely nothing. And to live life with people like that, and to live this life knowing that, hey man, I'm all good, you know, and everything's going to be fine because everything works for its purpose, man. And living life like that and knowing that everything, you know, nothing happens to you, everything happens for you, man. It's unbelievable, man. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
So, you know, Kanye West, right?
Yeah.
People think he's crazy. He's not crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's very big man of faith now.
Yeah.
Like huge, right?
I've known it, man. I've always known it.
Did you watch him on the Joe Rogan podcast by chance?
No, I did not.
You should watch it.
Really?
It's great. But anyways, he says something on there because Joe asked him to go, where does this come from? Why did you become so religious, right? He goes, if you believe in God, you have no fear. He goes, everybody has too much fear. He's like, we're all programmed with fear.
Yeah.
He goes, I have no fear because I know that, you know, I just know. Like, he's like, so if you're believing God and you give it all up to him, the fear goes away and then you become powerful. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And I was like, dang, I never heard somebody explain it like that.
And it's so true, man.
Yeah. He also said that he fears no man, but he fears God.
Yeah.
That's a good fear too. Humbling. By the way, that's a good fear. When people say, oh, you fear God, like you're scared of God, like a father. Oh, my dad's going to spank me. No, when you say you fear God, it's a different kind of fear. It's a fear out of respect. Like if you have a good relationship with your dad, your earthly dad, and your dad does everything for you and he loves you. Son, I love you. And then you sneak out or you do something bad. And then you're like, crap, you know, you're scared of letting him down, not because of like, oh crap, you know, I want to run away because he's gonna hit me. You fear him because like he loves me so much, and my dad cares about me so much that I fear letting him down because of disappointment. You know, and that's a different relationship than, all right, I fear him because he's gonna do this, so I'm just gonna do everything because this is just the way it is, and he'll just shut up.
And that's religion.
There it is.
And relationship
is totally different, man. It's something that's real, something that's tangible.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. I respect that, you know, and you can see it's obviously working in your life. So now you're in the financial industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that's big for you, right?
Yeah.
So how'd you go from trucking to the financial industry?
So I remember, you know, my previous company presented itself when I was 21.
Right.
You know, and
see something about you in 21, man.
Yeah, 21, man. 777-777-21.
There you go.
There you go.
Hey,
there you go.
Just lucky.
Came about, right? So, you know, the mindset, the giving everybody, you know, I've always wanted to be a part of something where I can give somebody the option to do something themselves too. And in my trucking company, I knew that like there was always a disconnect between, not so much between like a bad disconnect, but there was always like, in any job, if there's a CEO or a boss, you're always going to do just enough what the boss tells you. It's going to be eye service. Whenever a boss is looking, we're going to work. Yeah. And we're always going to do just enough to get us by, but we're not going to go to that extent. But when you become a part of a business that everyone can work as hard as they want and build and make as little or as much money as possible, and to know that like, man, you can make something bigger, and it's a different mindset from a W-2 to a W-9. Like you work hard, you're gonna make it happen. We can work this together. I don't work for you, or you don't work for me. You work with me. You know.
You mentioned something too, because as an employee, you never give your full effort.
No.
Why? Because you know you're not going to go nowhere.
You know? Number. They're going to replace you as fast as.
I mean, even if you did give your like full effort, maybe you'll get employee of the month. Maybe you'll get a promotion, but you're not going to become wealthy or become the owner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you mentioned something that you can actually give other people the opportunity to become business partners.
Exactly,
you know?
Man.
So so in the old firm, right? The founder of the company said, that society is so mediocre because there's so many employees.
Mm-hmm.
And employee, you only give your C effort.
Yeah.
So if your whole life you're only giving C effort, you're never going A plus.
Yeah.
You build like generations and generations of
Yeah.
mediocrity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I guess what you loved about the financial industry and the platform that you're a part of,
Mm-hmm.
and it's true because I know I'm a part of that too, and in a similar way. But you are truly able to give someone else the same opportunity, but that's also true because that's also good because you get paid what you're worth in that industry.
Exactly.
If you're lazy, you ain't gonna make nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
When you tell somebody that, hey, I'm here, I don't pay the position, I pay the person.
Right.
What kind of person you can choose? You can, I do weed every single day. I weed the people in. I weed the good ones in, and I weed the bad ones out.
There you go. I like that.
And to be able to be like that with people and be able to have those conversations, it's a different conversation.
Okay.
I remember taking my, in my trucking company, taking my guys out to dinner.
Yeah.
And me being the one to speak, all right, guys, this is the goals, this is that. And, they're, we're just doing our own thing, and they're kind of just there, and I'm doing my own thing, and they're kind of just like, it's just a disconnect. And I couldn't be in the conversation with them because I'm sure,
you're the boss.
I'm the boss,
they know
so
that,
I can't
right?
be like, come on, man, let's push to another level. Why,
Yeah, they're like,
I'm going to pay the same regardless, and there's only so much you can pay them for the exact same job. It's like, I can't pay anything more. What are you doing extra for me to want to pay you more? Right. And then, I want something bigger, man. I want something huge, something that's like, I can build and it's fun that I love to do. And I've always liked to dress up, man. I've always liked to have, great things and to be able to, the knowledge and understanding of something like finance, something about the biggest industry in the world. It's the highest paid industry and it's a bedrock of this country. So to be able to know that, like, I can get in this industry, and if I get a little bit of that market share, I can be more. I can put myself in a Honda, I could put myself in a Ferrari, and which one's going to get me there? They're both going to get you there. And I could just need to get there a lot faster and get there with people that I want to get there with and build something massive and not just settle for a couple barbecues on the weekend, hang out with our kids, just grow up together, a couple football games here and there, let's play catch. I want to build something that's like, dude, let's go conquer the world. Let's take a flight here. Hey, let's take our wives and let's take our kids and just hop on a jet and let's freaking go over here and let's do something huge. And know that, like, we don't have to even worry and not have to ever worry about, like, are we going to pay bills? Are we going to do this? That should not even be a conversation. It should be like, dude, how big can we scale this and how fast?
Right. That's a different mindset, though, because you said something like, obviously, we both have been in the financial industry. Yeah. So I understand that there's a lot of money there. Right? Yeah. And I had a lot of money and I had like almost no money, right? Yeah. But there's nothing like the feeling of not needing or not worrying about where's the next paycheck going to come from? How am I going to afford that? Yeah. It's also a mindset too, because the old CEO, my CEO still, he always used to say, wealth is a mindset. And I never understood for a long time, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, you just think a certain way and now you're a millionaire, But it is true, though. If you don't develop the millionaire mindset, you will never become a millionaire.
The more you learn, the more you earn.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And what is that mindset? Abundance, hard work. Everything I have, I earn, also having faith, higher power, system, business owner versus me doing everything, leveraging other people, man. You know what I mean? Because you're never going to get there. You doing it all yourself.
Duplication. You got to be in a business that's duplicatable, and that when you're not there, someone can be the exact same person you are, or even better. Yeah, I hope people are better than me.
Even better.
Guess what?
Better. Yeah.
Got to work less, and we can build something huge. And I don't have to always feel like I have to be there. I can count on those leaders to be able to perform when needed.
So talk about your current company and the industry and why you chose this company and where you see yourself headed. And because I know that this is where you're at now. 100% financial. Why
burn all the ships?
Why'd you burn all the? Well, that's kind of like your history, right? But why this? Why this company? And where do you see yourself going? And all that kind of stuff.
So I'm with currently partnered with Family First Life. I'm direct to these companies. I'm direct to 25 plus carriers, Americo, John Hancock, AIG, Mutual of Omaha, and many, many more. So I'm direct to these companies. So I'm independent.
Okay.
So when I do business with every single one of these companies, I do business individually with them.
Okay.
Right. So, I love it that, we have, simplified issue, meaning that we get paid 24 to 40 hours in submitting business. There's business that's traditionally underwritten as well. We can do that as well. And my people, we have higher contracts over here. The starting contract over here is at 90%. It tops out at 145%. So be able to get my people a higher contract, get them paid faster, there's going to be way more retention there.
Mm-hmm. Can you explain what 145% means to the people that don't know what that means?
145%. Good question right there. That is based off of annual premium.
Okay.
So let's say off 100%, you help a client redirect $250 times that by 12, which is annual premium. That's $3,000. If you're at a 100% contract, you get paid $3,000.
Right.
Right. So obviously you do the math, 145, 90, whatever it is. That's what your compensation is.
So you're getting paid 145% of whatever they save per year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow. And 24 to 48 hours?
24 to 48 hours. It's what you're getting compensated. Mm-hmm. Some other policies take a little bit different depending if it has to be fully underwritten.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that they have to do medicals, parameds, send a nurse to their home to draw blood and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But most of the time.
What percentage of your policies would you say are fully underwritten versus quick issue?
Advanced market sales, which are IULs, those are mostly fully underwritten.
Okay.
And anything over $400,000 will be fully underwritten. And on top of that, there's something that I love about over here, fast lane underwriting, meaning that if you do have something as a permanent policy, you can submit them and they'll just run them through their MIB report, right? And see if they're pretty healthy. They'll just pass them through without having to do meds, on something permanent. It's huge.
Yeah, and right now too with the whole COVID and all
going
that,
on,
it helps a lot.
Yeah, and then having leads is huge. I love this industry so much, and I love my previous IMO tremendously, and the leaders and everyone that has such an everlasting impact on my life. And if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at, right? But when you look at it, life insurance is at an all-time high right now with COVID,
right.
with Kobe Bryant passing away. Life insurance sales are at an all-time high, but when you don't have leads, how can you get in front of those clients as soon as possible? When you do have leads, you have people that are reaching out to you saying, hey, I need coverage. Mm-hmm. How fast can you get in front of those clients? Mm-hmm. If sales are an all-time high, I got to position myself and have that net ready to be able to get, that clientele and be able to help as much people as possible. Yeah. Efficiency is everything.
So when you call these people, these clients, these leads, they're pretty much ready to sit down with you.
You're ready to sit down with you. Hey, I call them, hey, ring. Hey, I'm sitting here. How's it going? Isaac, my name's Armando Gonzalez. I'm giving you a call back in regards to the request you made on to get information on state regulated life insurance coverage. I have, for verification purposes, you put here your date of birth as, blank. Yeah. Is that correct? Yes. Awesome. And also have your address as blank. Is that correct? Awesome. Hey, again, my name's Armando Gonzalez. I'm the field underwriter here in charge of your request here. It takes around 10 to 15 minutes to go over this information with you. I'll be out in your area tomorrow and the next day. Which day works better for you?
Okay.
The next day or whatever. Okay, I have availabilities in the morning, evening, or afternoon. Which time works better for you at either of these times? These times. Okay, awesome. I'll be there. And then you just book them. And these are people that are reaching out to you. You can't say the wrong thing to the right people.
Right. And so you do a lot of face-to-face meetings?
A lot do face-to-face. And even then, if they don't want to, due to COVID, I don't want anybody to come to my house. No problem at all. I just need to verify your identity. I'm going to show up. I can see you through my window. I'll flash you my badge. I have my badge on me. Just you can verify my identity as well. You can know you're doing business with a live, real person. And I can verify your identity to make sure you're not bedridden or you don't have anything terminally or anything, oxygen tank, anything that might.
So you're social distancing.
Yeah.
As well?
There's times where I go in there, I look at them and I'm like, hey, that is you. Awesome. How I go back to my car, we'll do the rest of the phone.
Oh.
Awesome.
Boom. So you don't do anything on Zoom or anything like that?
I've done Zoom before as well. They want to do Zoom, and a lot of older people, they're 7 years old, they don't know how to navigate Zoom. So hey, Lucille, I'll show up to your house tomorrow. And
Maggie,
Magnus, I'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah, I think by those names you could tell they're a little older, right? Yeah, they're boomers, right?
And a lot of them are just, I do stuff to the phone as well. Like, I can do sales to the phone. I just confirm their identity through the phone. Awesome. Then they run their MIB anyways. Yeah. So I do it through there, and I've closed good amount of policies through the phone.
So what's MIB
Shoot.
for all those people out there thinking
Medical,
it's Mexicans in black or Men in Black, right?
Men in Black.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's their the Medical Investigation Bureau.
Okay, so basically they just pull, make
It's
sure
the
that
DMV
Yeah.
of
Okay.
your medical.
yeah,
so
because
they fine you? Like how do you get clients? Like you just
So what they do, FFL has basically direct contracts with certain lead companies.
Okay, gotcha.
And they're exclusive to FFL only,
okay.
Yeah.
which is
Okay.
Family First Life. Yeah, so we
they're
have certain
tailored
vendors.
to the company.
What was that?
They're tailored to the company and the
Exactly.
product.
So
Okay.
people do online advertisement, either Facebook leads or whatever it is, or instant social media leads, and they put in their information. Obviously with Facebook, how everything is so techy and how their algorithm and everything works, they have their prescribed kind of client, and then they fill out the information, see what you qualify for.
Yeah.
Get a free quote, see exactly how much insurance you need, and they fill out the information. They put, I want this amount of coverage, see what I qualify for. Awesome. An agent's going to reach out to you. As soon as you buy those leads, they go straight to your email or to your CRM. You call them directly, and you're giving the information that they requested.
So it's basically given to you on a platter. You
It's
just
given
can't
to you on a
mess it up.
platter, man, and especially knowing your stuff.
Yeah.
All you're going to go there. A lead doesn't matter. That's the way I look at it. A lead, all a lead is an invitation for me to go and me to be able to find out what I can help them with.
Right.
The thing in this company, a lot of people, they consider, at my previous IMO, what we learned was IULs and annuities, and that was, our bread and butter there. Over here, they consider that advanced market sales. Not that many people know about these products.
Right.
People mostly do final expense, and they do, mortgage protection, things like that. But then you can also do, obviously, the setting up an IUL the correct way, and annuities, and knowing how to ask the right questions, how to do the illustration correctly, which is what at my previous IMO we were trained and we knew how to do. So now coming over here, you're able to now get more policies and help the client a lot more than just going in there and offering them just a little term.
So you're saying
a little final expense.
You're saying the training from the previous IMO prepared you to be light years ahead of all these other people because you already know how to do the advanced stuff.
Yeah, and I believe that's why I'm doing fairly well in this company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, what did you see for yourself? Because obviously everybody's different, right? Because I know there's people in our company or the previous company that are just doing amazing. Like they have building huge organizations, making 50, 60, 70, 100, 200,000 a month, right?
Yeah, of course.
And this is passive.
Yeah.
And that's why financial industry is really attracted me in the beginning with passive income. When I saw it, I didn't want it because I like to go sell life insurance and protect people.
Yeah.
I do like to do that. I love the mission and I love what they do because people need to know this. People don't know anything about money.
Yeah, of course. You need to.
But I saw the freedom.
Yeah.
Because if you build an organization, eventually, like you said,
Yeah.
passive income, you're free.
Yeah.
What for you? Because like I said, just like working out, everybody's different, and every company workout fits people differently,
exactly.
right? It doesn't mean one's worse or one's better. It just means one fits somebody better.
One works for you.
One's CrossFit, one's powerlifting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what was it about this company that you saw? This is more my fit, more for me.
Yeah. The fact that I can get my people paid a lot faster and paid a lot more.
Okay.
And I just want people to win, man, and win fast and win, and be as efficient as possible.
How quickly are you getting people paid now?
I have a couple guys who just quit their jobs, went full time with me.
And
Go and say,
how
hey
soon?
man, how much you need for rent? How much you need to pay? I need to make $3,000 a month. I was like,
It's like 3 sales.
I'm letting you know that it's possible you can make that in your first week. Are you serious, man? Trust me, do what I say, and do as I do, and you will make it there. All right, boom, come here. I had one of my guys made around $3,000 his first week. No, $5,000 his first week. Quit his job. He quit his job right before that and went cold turkey. I'm like, dude, you ain't got a trip here, man.
Yeah.
He was in my he had finangled in the previous IMO as well. And I went here. I'm like, dude, you ain't got to worry because you have leads here.
Yeah.
You go out there, you have, a list of people you need to call that want this information.
Right.
How can you fail?
Right.
My first day I made $3,000. My first day in 2 sales.
Yeah.
Once I knew that, that's it. That's game over.
Yeah.
That's game over.
The income in the financial industry is just ridiculous.
It's unbelievable, man.
I'm a senior broker in the IMO you were before, and literally I help somebody save $100 and I make $1,000. Like it's just that
it's huge,
crazy. You know what I mean?
There's so much.
Yeah, but again, like you said, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how you make your money.
Yeah.
If you're not passionate about something, if you don't feel it's your purpose, it doesn't matter how much money other people are making. You're never going to reach that level, right? So I see like now you found the system and the company that fits you. Yeah. You found your CrossFit. You found your whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you just got an office. Tell me why. So right now, in the time of a pandemic, right?
Yeah. It's
people where everyone's businesses are shutting down. Nobody wants to see each other. What made you decide to open an office now?
Back to the beginning. That's always been. I've always been. If everyone's going to the left, I'm gonna go to the right. Okay. Like there's, I've always been like that. Even if I wanted to go to the left, they're going to, go to the right, man. We don't want you over here. All right. Stumble upon opportunity.
It's like when people are asleep at 4 a.m, you want to be up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And I wanted to master this. And that's what I said. You know what? I want to be the best that I can be. If the more I learn, the more I earn, I want to be the master of this business. I want to master this business because there's other people out there that are constantly getting better. Now, if I'm not staying good on top of myself and learning what I'm doing and protecting my clients the right way, then I'm going to get washed out of this business. Right. I want to be in a business where I'm doing the best things for my client and doing the best things for my people on my team. And by default, we're going to be taking care of our families and giving people opportunities to be able to do great, tremendous things. Yeah. You know how beautiful it is. I remember the other day, last week I sat down with a client and, made $6,000 in one appointment. Yeah. And then I get a call from one of my agents, new agents, called me, Armando, I just, thank you so much. And literally almost in tears, telling me, Armando, I just made $2,000 right now. Yeah. First sale.
Like an hour, right?
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Just went. I want a term. Okay. Armando, call me Armando. Hey, this person wants a term. Oh, how do I quote this? I'm like, dude, do this. Okay. Get the information. You got the banking information. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm like, come on, man. Yeah. Submitted the application, did it. And like, dude, call me so happy. Like, dude, you're changing my life. And to be able to say, dude, send me a message, seeing me on my quotes and whatever I'm posting. I'm very, very passionate. It's like my daughter who's 18 is looking up to you and says, I want to do what he's doing when I grow up, Dad. That's huge, man. Money can't buy that, man. No. Opportunity, man. That's all it is.